हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू मनु लॉ क्लासेस। फ्रेंड्स, आज के इस वीडियो में हम 8 मार्च 2022 का डेली हिंदू एनालिसिस करेंगे। फ्रेंड्स, टुडे इज़ इंटरनेशनल वुमेंस डे। सो आज एक एडिटोरियल भी आया है, वहाँ पे हम थीम भी देखेंगे इंटरनेशनल वुमेंस डे का। एंड वी विल ऑल्सो सी द वेरियस प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर एंड स्पेशली द वुमेन हु आर वर्किंग इन द अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर. Okay friends, and then we will see some of the important developments related to the Russia-Ukraine crisis. So let's friends start the news. So now the first news is related to the economic impact of the Russia-Ukraine crisis. हमने पहले ही कहा था कि इंडिया का trade deficit, that is the difference between the export and import, and current account deficit, that is the balance of ट्रेड भी इसमें होता है. अलॉन्ग विद दैट देयर इज अ बैलेंस ऑफ इनविजिबल्स एंड ट्रेड इन सर्विसेज. तो करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट में ट्रेड इन गुड्स, जिसको हम विजिबल भी कहते हैं, ट्रेड इन सर्विसेज जिसको हम इनविजिबल कहते हैं, एंड देन वी हैव इनविजिबल ट्रांसफर्स, जैसे कि जो ट्रांसफर्स होते हैं, मनी ट्रांसफर फ्रॉम वन कंट्री टू अदर. So the trade deficit and current account deficit, they were already widening, and now जब ये बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ता है तो what is happening is there is a dollar outflow, okay, and whenever there is a dollar outflow from India, there will be depreciation. अच्छा, depreciation का एक जो impact होता है, that is inflation, especially in the country which has the negative balance of trade. For example, अगर हम इंडिया का बात करें, so what is happening over here is that because of the dollar outflow there is depreciation. Okay, depreciation का मतलब the rupee starts losing its value. Then second is that the import, since around 85% of our crude oil import we are importing, so because of that what happens, that the import bill of crude oil, it also increases, so it leads to higher crude oil prices and ultimately inflation in the country. अब हम कुछ फैक्ट्स देख लें. सो द रूपी सैंक टू अ रिकॉर्ड लो ऑफ ऑलमोस्ट 77 अगेंस्ट द यूएस डॉलर एज द रशिया यूक्रेन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट सेंट क्रूड ऑयल प्राइसेस टू अ 14-year हाई. ओके, विच प्रॉम्प्टेड सेफ हेवन फ्लोज इनटू द डॉलर. मतलब जो डॉलर है वो इंडिया जैसे कंट्री से मूव आउट करना स्टार्ट हो गया. नाउ द रूपी इट हैज़ क्रॉस 76.93 एंड इट इज 76 पैसे वीकर देन इट्स प्रीवियस वैल्यू. Now friends, from the Russia-Ukraine crisis, a day of false hopes for Sumy students. तो Sumy, it is a city in Ukraine, and हमने पहले भी ये न्यूज़ किया है, because since, so what is happening over here is that दो cities जो हैं, that is Kharkiv, which was in news, and then Sumy. So these both cities, they lie on the eastern side of Ukraine, and which is very close to Russian border, and this side has seen the very intense fighting between the Ukrainian and the Russian forces. अब यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है कि खार्किव से the students have been evacuated because already there was the presence of foreign Indian officials and Belgorod in Russia. But Sumy का थोड़ा सा केस जो है वो क्रिटिकल है, and here the evacuation which started taking place, it was stopped because the ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia, okay, it failed. जैसे कि हमने कल भी कहा था, हमने कल के न्यूज़ में भी देखा था कि the ceasefire was it failed between Ukraine and Russia and it has hit the evacuation process. Now moving on to the foreign page, जब हम ये न्यूज़ देखेंगे, so Russia is now considering a humanitarian corridor for evacuation of citizens from certain cities in Ukraine. Now friends, the next news is coming from the Anganwadis. So here the central government is now launching back to school campaign. मतलब यहाँ पे जो focus group है, that is girl child and those who have left the school after 14 years. अब देखिए यहाँ पे अगर हम देखेंगे right to education act, so the right to education act, it provides for the free and compulsory education up to 14 years. Okay, तो यहाँ पे क्योंकि the education is free and compulsory, so girl child is able to complete her education up to 14 years. But after 14 years, especially between the 14 to 18 age group, the dropouts among the girl students are very high. तो इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए द सेंटर इज लॉन्चिंग बैक टू स्कूल कैंपेन. व्हाट विल बी द एम? टू ब्रिंग एटलीस्ट 4 lakh यंग गर्ल who are currently out of the formal education system. Now this scheme will be launched under the सक्षम आंगनवाड़ी स्कीम, जिसके बारे में हमने बजट में भी पढ़ा था कि सक्षम आंगनवाड़ी स्कीम, इट विल बी द अपग्रेडेशन ऑफ द एग्जिस्टिंग सक्षम existing आंगनवाड़ी and where technology will be used for better enrollment and better environment in Anganwadi. So this Saksham Anganwadi scheme, it is under the Union Ministry of Child and Development, and this is going to focus on the girls of 11 to 14 age group. Now now this scheme will be for the adolescent from 14 to 18 years old. Now यहाँ पे क्या होगा कि there will be collaboration among the Anganwadi workers, district education officers for tracking the girl child who are leaving the schools and bringing them back. Now why we require such type of scheme? तो अगर हम एक यूनिसेफ, द यूनाइटेड नेशंस चिल्ड्रंस एमरजेंसी फंड, अगर हम उसका एक सर्वे देखेंगे, so we will come to know that about 50,000 Indian adolescents have left the school during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now 90% of the respondents of this survey have told that a third of these 90% respondents know at least one girl who had dropped out during COVID-19. And now what these dropout girls are doing, these dropouts, they are either engaged in domestic work or they have got married. Now the next highlights of the scheme, that Anganwadi workers, they would map the number of girls, ठीक है ना, जो आंगनवाड़ी वर्कर्स, जो ग्रास रूट लेवल वर्कर्स होती हैं, जितने भी गर्ल्स हैं हु आर आउट ऑफ द स्कूल, उनकी मैपिंग की जाएगी, उनकी ट्रैकिंग की जाएगी, और ये जो लिस्ट होगा इट विल बी शेयर्ड विद द एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट. ओके, एंड देन इट विल बी द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द लोकल ऑफिशियल्स टू एंश्योर दैट दोज गर्ल्स आर एनरोल्ड इन द स्कूल. द नेक्स्ट इज दैट there will be integration of this scheme with the portion tracker scheme, okay, which will be combined to monitor the status of each girl and ensure that none of them fall through the cracks, matlab none of them are left out. Again, what will be the incentive? The Anganwadi workers, they will be given additional incentives from ₹500 to ₹1,000 to counsel the adolescent girl dropouts so that they rejoin the school. The second news is from the Labour Ministry, which has launched a new scheme called as Donate a Pension Scheme. Now this scheme is for unorganized workers. ये दो फैक्ट्स हमारे लिए एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है कि डोनेट अ पेंशन स्कीम किस मिनिस्ट्री ने लॉन्च किया है. सो दैट इज लेबर मिनिस्ट्री, द यूनियन मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ लेबर एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट, एंड इट इज़ फॉर विच सेक्टर? सो इट इज़ फॉर अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड वर्कर्स. नाउ इफ यू विल जस्ट सी व्हाट इज दिस स्कीम. दिस स्कीम इज दैट जो अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड वर्कर्स होते हैं, ठीक है, इनको हम अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड वर्कर्स क्यों कहते हैं? बिकॉज दे आर नॉट कवर्ड अंडर एनी सेफ्टी नेट. सेफ्टी नेट का मतलब जैसे इंश्योरेंस, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, पेंशन एक्सेट्रा. नाउ फॉर देम द गवर्नमेंट हैड ऑलरेडी लॉन्च्ड अ स्कीम विच इज कॉल्ड एज प्रधानमंत्री श्रम योगी मान धन स्कीम. इस स्कीम को लॉन्च किया गया था 2019 में, एंड इट अलाउज द अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर वर्कर्स बिटवीन द एज ऑफ 18 and 40 who are earning up to ₹15,000 a month. तो एलिजिबिलिटी कितनी की है? ₹15,000. कोई भी अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड वर्कर हु इज अर्निंग अप टू ₹15,000 and whose age is between 18 to 40 years, they can enroll in this scheme and they can pay the premium. इंश्योरेंस में जो पैसा भरा जाता है किश्तों में, उसको हम प्रीमियम कहते हैं. So this premium amount is ₹55 to ₹200. Now after that worker reaches the age of 60, that our worker will be getting ₹3,000 monthly pension. Okay, now अब ये जो डोनेट अ पेंशन स्कीम है, ये क्या है? इसमें कोई भी सिटीजन किसी भी अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड वर्कर के लिए पेंशन दे सकता है. ठीक है, जैसे कि मान लीजिए कि कोई भी घर है जहाँ पे कोई डोमेस्टिक वर्कर काम करता है, कोई माली है, कोई गार्डनर है, कोई डोमेस्टिक हेल्पर है, तो जो उनके मालिक होंगे, फॉर एग्जांपल, they can pay the contribution of minimum of 1 year and the amount ranges from ₹660 to ₹2,400 per year. Now the next is again the one liner DD India, Doordarshan India is now on OTT platform. So Prasar Bharati has signed MOU with Yup TV to expand channels reach to foreign countries like US and Europe. The next is, who is the chief executive officer of Prasar Bharati? ये क्वेश्चन बहुत आता है. So the answer is Shashi Shekhar Vempati. The next is, Russia offers humanitarian corridors. So here the exit routes की बात हो रही है. Okay, so that refugees in Ukraine, they can go into Russia or Belarus. Okay, so Russia has announced humanitarian corridors. Okay, and it will open several Ukrainian cities, and it will enable the citizens of these cities to move towards different country. Okay, so this is one of the important development in this crisis. So this is definitely going to help the Indian students who are stuck in the city of Kharkiv and Sumy. The next is, China says US is trying to build Indo-Pacific NATO. So first of all, what is NATO? NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which came into existence in 1949. Okay, there are 30 members in NATO. Okay, NATO का it is a military alliance. Okay, यहाँ पे एक article 5 है which says that attack on any member of NATO will be considered as attack on NATO. Now, what is this Indo-Pacific NATO which the charge that China is making against US? तो यहाँ पे बात हो रही है Quad और AUKUS की. So China is accusing US that it has formed groups like Quad and AUKUS, which is nothing but an Indo-Pacific NATO. Now friend, यहाँ पे if you will compare Quad and AUKUS, so Quad and AUKUS, they are different. First of all, Quad is a quadrilateral security dialogue. So it is a dialogue. It is not any military alliance like NATO. Okay, so India is the member of Quad. Okay, if we talk about AUKUS, so it is Australia, UK and US. Okay, so here it is a security alliance under which Australia is going to receive 8 nuclear powered submarine. The next is Houthis fired missile into Red Sea. तो यहाँ पे ये क्राइसिस हम बहुत पहले से करते आ रहे हैं. Houthi rebels, they are in Yemen. तो यमन में एक लड़ाई चल रही है between two. One is Houthis who are supported by Iran, and the next is government forces, ठीक है, which are supported by Saudi Arabia. So Houthis who are supported by Iran, they have fired a missile into the Red Sea. If you will just see the Red Sea, the Red Sea is an important waterway which connects Arabian Sea with Mediterranean Sea. So Red Sea, if you will just see this paragraph, so Red Sea connects the Suez Canal, okay, which is very important outlet for cargo and energy shipment from West Asia to Europe. Now, since when the Houthis in September 2014, the Houthis have launched the missiles, and they had deployed bomb-laden drone boats and released mines into the Red Sea. Now, जो Houthi rebels हैं, they have captured the Yemen's capital Sana'a since 2014. So all these informations are important from the exam point of view. Now friends, coming to the next article, what is the economic impact? Now we can see that there is an economic impact of Russia-Ukraine crisis on various countries. Okay, so India का तो हम पढ़ ही रहे हैं. आज एक न्यूज़ देखिए चाइना से रिलेटेड भी है, that China's export growth slows because of Ukrainian crisis. Okay, at the same time if you will see what is the impact on India, तो यहाँ पे देखिए oil और nickel prices they are jumping, then Sensex is also coming down by 2.74% due to crude price surges. तो यहाँ पे अगर हम देखेंगे कि oil prices they have jumped, they are the highest price since 2014. Okay, and now what this, because of this, if you will just see that there can be an oil-led global recession. Okay, because oil, which is the main source of energy in the world currently, okay, if the supply is hit, then again the world will be in back to recession. The next is Reliance Industries Limited has announced the opening of Jio World Center at BKC in Mumbai. So this is again a one-liner that who is going to open a World Center at Mumbai or Jio World Center? So Reliance Industry Limited. The next from the sports is that Ridhim Sangwan and Anish Bhanwala, they have won the gold medal in the rapid fire pistol event by defeating Thailand in the shooting World Cup, which is held in Cairo, the capital of Egypt. Now friends, look at this article. This is very important. So over here we will see that today is the International Women's Day, that is March 8th, and the theme for the International Women's Day is gender equality today for sustainable tomorrow. Fine. Now the next important point is there is a report, 2018 report of the International Labour Organization, which says that more than 95% of India's working women are in informal workers, and they often have to face the issue of low pay, very labor intensive job, and very dangerous job conditions. Okay, now if you just see that formal sectors की अगर हम बात करें तो फॉर्मल सेक्टर में जो वुमेन का रिप्रेजेंटेशन है इट इज़ जस्ट 5% ऑफ द टोटल वर्कफोर्स. तो जैसे कि कुछ एक्ट्स होते हैं, जैसे कि द मैटरनिटी बेनिफिट एक्ट 2017, it led to certain positive amendments related to women. So it doubled the duration of paid maternity leave for women employees to 26 weeks. But these benefits only went to very less number of women workforce who were employed in formal sector. So now here this article is suggesting that there are certain ways in which we can make the workplace more amenable, more beneficial to women, and we can increase their number. So some of them are that extending the integrated child development service infrastructure, revitalizing the national crèche schemes, and improving the maternity benefit schemes. So let's see one by one. The first is Anganwadi Center under the ICDS. So the primary mandate of Anganwadi centers under the ICDS, that is Integrated Child Development Scheme, which was launched in 1975. It aims to provide maternal and child nutritional security first. Second, clean and safe environment. Third is early childhood education. Okay, so Anganwadi are the best place where women can re-enter the workforce once she has given birth to a child. Okay, but there are certain limitations to this Anganwadi which has to be removed. The first is that it does not cater to children under the age of 3. तो नॉर्मली जो एज होता है जिसको ये कैटर करता है दैट इज 3 to 5 years और 3 to 6 years. We have done already Bal Vatikas which is a pre-primary classes. Okay, but if you will just see the national education policy, it has mandated a early childhood care and education for the children in the age group of 6 to 8, 0 to 6. Now this is the best way from where we can integrate national education policy with ICDS. Okay, which is not only going to help the children but also women. The next is the national crèche scheme, okay, which lays out specific provisions for working women but it has suffered certain diminished government funding. Then coming to the next scheme of maternity benefit, so if you will just see that Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, okay, earlier it provided 6,000 cash transfer to the pregnant and lactating women. Okay, and they had also benefit under the National Food Security Act 2013, but recently the benefit has been reduced only to the first birth, and also the amount has been reduced from 6,000 to 5,000. If you will see certain intervention by states, so there are certain schemes. For example, in Tamil Nadu we have Dr. Muthu Lakshmi maternity benefit scheme. In Rajasthan we have Indira Gandhi maternity nutrition scheme. ओडिशा के लिए ममता स्कीम, गुजरात के लिए कस्तूरबा पोषण सहाय योजना, एंड फॉर छत्तीसगढ़ वी हैव कौशल्य मैटर्निटी स्कीम. दे ट्राई टू ब्रिज द gap and they provide incentive, health incentives for the women. Now friends, the next important editorial is about the National Stock Exchange. Okay, so this issue we have done this issue in detail in the last video, in last day's video. तो यहाँ पे जो National Stock Exchange है, यहाँ पे the issue is about preferential access. It is about preferential access to some stock brokers. Okay, ये प्रिफरेंशियल एक्सेस किसको किस चीज़ का मिलता है? इंफॉर्मेशन का मिलता है. ओके, इन इंफॉर्मेशन दे हैव सर्टेन प्रिफरेंशियल एक्सेस. and this information is very key to make certain investment which becomes profitable. Okay, so over here certain preferential access has been provided, okay, by manipulating the rules of the SEBI, and now this is under scanner of CBI. The name which is very important, which we should remember, is Chitra Ramakrishna. So she is the former MD and CEO of National Stock Exchange, and she has been recently arrested by CBI. Now यहाँ पे जो पूरी बात हो रही है पूरे स्कैम की, that is called as the co-location services. So the co-location services offered by National Stock Exchange, which give market operators who are willing to pay a premium to start early on exchange trading data and refine their own algorithms and high frequency trades. Okay, it has been misused by certain players like certain officers in NSE. So it has given certain unfair advantage to certain brokers. Now friends, coming to the infograph. So here democracy erodes, dictatorships thrive. तो यहाँ पे एक इंस्टीट्यूट है VDEM Institute's 2022 democracy report. ये report बहुत important है. Reports they are asked in exam. If we will just see the level of democracy enjoyed by the average global citizen in 2021 is very much less than what was enjoyed in 1989. Now if we will just see that in the last 30 years, okay, following the end of Cold War, the democracy advances have been eroded. Now this decline in democracy is especially in Asia Pacific, Eastern Europe, Central Asia, Latin America and Caribbean islands. The next is that electoral autocracy. Electoral autocracy का मतलब election वहाँ पे होता है, but it is done in a such a way that it leads to autocracy. Means the leaders are autocrat. So it remains the most common regime type in 60 countries in the world. अगर हम इंडिया का बात करें तो India is listed as one of the top 10 countries where liberal democracy is in decline over the last 10 years. So friend, this infographic is very important, this report. Okay, so the question can come that which organization releases democracy report, then the important highlights of this report can be asked. So friends, that's all for today. We will meet tomorrow again with the daily Hindu analysis. Till then, take care. Thank you.